Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 2023 Online Championship third place match between VRSmith and Mic Qsenoch. I am Akuchi, and I am joined in commentary by Shad.
Hi.
And they're already into game one, so let's take a look at the kingdom. Got bridge.
5-2 looks extremely great.
Thinking trash with count.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no... The alternative is like Apprentice, and then you use Archives to set aside coppers, but I think count's probably worth it.
Count is probably good.
It's a little awkward that there's not a cheaper village, so
Right.
like you can get thin with count and you can buy bridge, but then you need to like go in pretty deep debt to get the city quarter to actually play them both.
You could make an argument for a highwayman opening, but you probably just want to trash.
Looks like VRSmith opens Silver Bridge. Yeah, there's not really many options there.
Yeah. You could make the argument for Bard.
I would not make that argument.
Okay.
It's just you want the bridges eventually, and
Right.
bridge is approximately as good as Bard early on, I think. Especially because the extra buy lets you just grab a city quarter when
Randomly
you want
get a
it.
city quarter, yeah.
Ooh, so Mick picks up count but has a really bad draw. He's not going to be able to trash any of his estates with the count.
Okay. Yeah.
And VR Smith has 6 coins here. And now I know VR Smith does not like count, so we'll see. We'll see how deep the aversion runs. I do think if you already have a bridge, then the argument for getting count is lower. So
Right.
going instead with like Apprentice or even just like Archives, I think it's competitive.
She likes archives, I think. We used to say she likes whatever card is the best card.
Oh, this could also be Stampede, right? That's an option.
Yes.
Kind of zoom past. Yeah.
Okay.
Zoom past the like all the estates down there.
Right. Huh.
Huh. I That's surprising. I guess just really hoping to find the bridge, which I mean there were really good odds to find it. Ugh. You could buy a city quarter and not go in debt. It's just not a very good card now.
It's just really bad.
Ugh. Yeah, that's
Okay,
sad. But
yeah,
pretty good draw here. Meanwhile, Mick needs to trash these copper, I guess. I mean, what else can you do?
right.
You just really hope your count pairs up with your remaining 3 estates next.
The question is whether you buy a quest that doesn't do anything.
Hmm.
If you don't like ending a turn with buys left over.
Quest is there for you.
Yeah. Ooh.
Interesting. I didn't.
Oh.
Oh wow, yeah, that's surprising. I guess.
Oh yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh wow, okay. Yeah. I didn't see that line, but this makes a lot of sense. I hope Mick isn't as unlucky as VR Smith with the key card being in
Right.
the bottom. Another Stampede, okay. Yeah, it's a lot of stampeding. Oh my god. It's literally the bottom card. Oh no. Not like
I
this.
know.
Not like It's so frustrating, right? It's so frustrating. But, it was going around. Well, a stunning victory by VR Smith.
I think she played better.
I I don't think Mick could have done anything differently.
Right.
He made the right opening. He got a terrible turn second shuffle, and then got an absolutely abysmal count bottom deck there. The
I'm
only
100%
mistake
sure
was
that
pressing
was.
the resign button.
Yeah. I think that it was maybe, Mick would have had like 5% or less or something,
Yeah,
but
it's
still.
just super tilting, right?
Yeah, yeah.
You open that count and you're imagining, oh, it's great. I'm gonna trash, one or two estates on my next shuffle, and then
Yeah, I mean, right. Psychomatic says, I mean, in fact, if he stampeded again, he'd definitely see the count next turn.
that's true.
It can't keep hiding forever.
That's true. That's a good point. You could just stampede there, right? Because you hadn't played any cards,
Mhm.
just the horses. So yeah, that's true.
Um,
But here we are, New Kingdom, and yeah,
sailors.
that this match does like have monetary implications. I believe it's like 50
Yes.
euros versus 150 or something.
Um, yeah, it's something like that. Let me look at that.
Because I think then second place gets 300 and first place gets 500. At least that's how it was a few years ago.
I think I remember that
So yeah,
distribution.
that shouldn't have been resigned. Yeah, but
Um,
so we have Sailor along with some other durations, but you
yeah,
also have Recruiter. Hmm. Archive is the only draw. Well, I guess you got Sheepdog, but
and stuff in the townsfolk.
nothing great to like gain mid turn for Sheepdog. So it's I think gonna be Terminal.
Yeah.
Hmm. All right, they're doing things. What are they doing? Expedition on turn one from VRSmith. That's a bold line. It looks like it worked to get Recruiter. Mick instead goes with Sailor into Expedition on the 4-3. Manages to get double Sailor going on. There's a really. There's no plus buy except Animal Fair, right?
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so some might end up being pretty fast. This could just be like a good stuff deck. You get some trashing with Recruiter, you get some Ironmongers and Archives, and you
Yeah.
buy provinces. Probably an Animal Fair gets purchased or something.
I think it's worth trying to build with like camel train or something.
I just don't think there's upside because you can't ever get. Not only can you not get two provinces in a turn, you can't even get two green cards in a turn, right? Like you can't double Dutchy on this board.
Until you get Animal Fair turned on.
Yeah, I just don't think
Hmm.
I would. Yeah, I would just try to get five provinces before my opponent. I think that wins. So Mick, interestingly enough, gets an archive, not a recruiter. That probably satisfied with their two sailors.
Right. I mean, sailors are good.
Oh, but the Mick does get a camel train. When did that happen?
Just a moment ago.
Turn five. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, you're right that
wonder.
it's 50 euros versus 150 euros. So they're playing for 100 euros,
Yeah. So let's see what Mick goes for.
which
I could.
means that each win is worth 25 euros. Okay, so Mick is probably still doing the good stuff sort of deck.
Yeah, exiling gold there is a big sign. Um,
Using camel trade the way that that God intended.
or Donald X.
Right. Who's to say who designed these cards? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, camel trains is a good buy. Honestly, just to get a second gold when you buy gold. I don't really
Right.
know that you need a third gold, but Mick's got it online. I would have thought maybe like you exile archive there just in case, but maybe there's no time. I'm not sure. Yeah, there might not be time.
Or it's not even that as much as just like if you have 2 extra archives in this deck, you're drawing like all of it multiple times over. And
I
if
mean,
you
at
just
some
take the
point
gold.
there's green, but yeah, I guess since it's a rush to 5 provinces, it's not really
Right.
going to be an extended greening phase for the person who wins. As long as you can consistently province, like you're in good shape.
Yeah, so like an archive wouldn't really help VRSmith's deck as it is.
Oh, certainly not. That
Oh,
Ironmonger
well,
didn't
she
even
has to
hit.
figure out. Right. She has to figure out what she's gonna get here.
It can't be gold because that's unlucky, right? Because the Ironmonger revealed Ironmonger. If instead the first Ironmonger had revealed one of the 5 copper,
Yeah.
that would have been enough to hit 6. So now you're in an awkward spot here. I think Mick is way ahead. I would have actually considered not playing the camel train, just turn it into a animal fair.
Hmm.
You could also go with flag bearer, right? Because I don't think Mick is gonna detour to flag bearer. Yeah.
Okay.
No, but this is a weak turn.
Yes. Oh. Oh.
That seems reasonable.
Yeah.
How did that archive get played? I'm a little confused.
Uh, Sailor.
Right.
That pesky second line.
All right, now it's
Um,
province time.
it's funny that you get a lot of choices for like you can advance your action cards into anything, or you can turn them into an animal fair. You just get like that one extra choice.
Yeah, and with no plus buy. Sad
Yeah.
times. I guess that's a gold down there. No, there's a gold set aside. I'm not sure. That was probably just a copper on top.
Right.
Okay,
Okay.
Mick is holding on to an estate that is very important as player one.
Yeah. But I was just about to say that his deck is more likely to not hit 8, I think.
Yeah, it's okay to miss once as Mick. It's not okay to miss more than once.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you start provincing first, you can take one duchy and your opponent can't do anything
This is one of those
to threaten.
classic. You have to think about what you gain with Camel Train, even though you're not planning on or what
Yeah,
you exile with Camel Train. It looks like she decides to just keep the extra favor or the extra whatever it's called, villager.
yeah. Okay. So Mick needs to find a silver or gold with the archive, which seems likely. No, not doesn't even have. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't trash because the game's
Yeah.
not going on for a long time. Ooh, that's another dud. That's a dud for Mick. That's unlucky.
Probably they are just going to want to take a duchy here, unless
Yeah, we'll
VR
see.
Smith
Because if
is all
VRSmith does
mode.
gamble, they'll win.
Yeah.
They'll win the gamble.
Now she's obliged to play the Camel Train. She has the extra action.
Kavo Sapien is asking, what does the duchy do? It makes duchy? It's critical so that. Oh, I don't know. What else are you buying? I guess it's not critical. It's still dangerous for VRSmith to take the province, even if Mick didn't take that duchy, right?
Yeah.
Right. So VRSmith needs to decide province or duchy. Duchy, it seems really hard to win if you take duchy as VRSmith. This is one of those like counterintuitive, like early on you learn about the penultimate province rule.
And then you learn about 100 other
Yeah.
secret
So that's
things.
it. Probably it. VRSmith still needs to draw with
That
the
could
recruiter, which is not a
kind of
guarantee.
kind of an awkward draw, yeah.
Yeah,
So
for
this is
Mick,
this is a
you
time where
grab the
you don't.
flag bearer,
Oh yeah, sure.
play it, and whatever. It is what it is. Or sailor, sorry.
Maybe you do an archive, or maybe you do a duchy. I don't think that duchy was very good.
It doesn't matter.
And then it
You know,
doesn't matter, yeah.
doubly doesn't matter. Yeah, that's a little unlucky. Good on VRSmith to take that Mick misses province line, but unlucky for Mick to have 7
Yeah.
in that critical moment.
Mick gets what
Gavo
is
Sapien thinks the
really.
duchy screwed over Mick. I don't know if that duchy was even drawn, but maybe it was. But
Uh,
yeah.
Mick did draw it on that last turn where he
Oh,
hit
okay.
7.
Yeah, so if instead it was a gold, it would have won.
Although that would have maybe changed VRSmith's math for how to play the end game or whatever. Because it made it so that
Yeah, yeah, it
he would
made
have been able to do the duchy thing and sort of be
correct.
ahead in points.
If Mick doesn't have a duchy, it makes more sense for VRSmith to not take the penultimate province.
Yeah.
So it does change the situation quite a bit.
Yeah, this does look like a great opening for Mick.
I'm not ready to call the game like Tracer is, but yeah. So we don't have a plus buy again, but we do have Artifice. Oh, no, we do. Sanctuary. Excellent. We have everything we want.
Yeah.
And we even got Way of the Squirrel to help set up a Shepherd draw. I like it.
Yeah. Probably they're gonna play with artificers, which is gonna be very boring, in my opinion.
What? Sorry, what part of it?
Just the I don't know, like Artificer is definitely a card I have on my dislike. So we had 2 really fast games for game 1 and 2. Probably there's going to be like a lot of drawing a bunch of cards and then like playing Artificer and then like thinking for a long
I
time.
see, I see. You're dreading the thinking. Yeah.
For thinking, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah. It makes
choosing the
sense. I
right.
mean, Artificer does cause a lot of decisions. And with Shepherd, there's definitely going to be opportunities. Well, it's a little bit awkward, right? Because Shepherd discards the green cards. You don't want to discard them with Artificer if you want to
Right.
redraw them. Yeah, it's going to be awkward.
Maybe you just like end up keeping all 6 of your coppers for that reason. But I don't know. It depends on well, somebody already took a sanctuary.
Oh, you got to take Sanctuary, right? I mean, there's encampment, so the plus buy is just immediately valuable.
Right. Mick goes ahead with a artificer, but yeah, she already had the sanctuary.
Hasty Shepherd is better than usual because of Way of the Squirrel. It's just like, hey,
It's just an extremely good card,
even
yeah.
if you don't find your green, you can just set up more cards for the next turn. Yeah, that's real good. Easy province. Just kidding. VRSmith doesn't have a sanctuary. Still doesn't have a sanctuary, right? Interesting. Well, that's all the green. Literally all the green.
Maybe she's sort of thinking like I'm playing from behind, so I kind of gotta just like hope that the not sending at all strategy just kind of takes me there. And that can, I mean, you can have draws where that works out against all odds with Shepherd,
I mean,
or not even
Squirrel
against.
really supports that.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I like it.
Uh,
So I don't hate a gold here. If in case like you've got 2 artificers, you can like gain and play encampment potentially, but you don't actually have the terminals so that you need to. So you don't need to go that route. Hmm. Yeah, how do you go from here?
Definitely like a really hard, just like sequencing of all the cards that you need.
I think I'd
Just
take a
some.
gold and people in chat would yell at me. I think that's how that would
I
work
think
out.
I would be one of the people yelling at you. Yeah, I just don't like it because you're not using the $3 very easily.
But with Artificer, you can discard more.
You can
Yeah,
just discard
I
more.
like
Yeah,
the
that's cool.
Sanctuary also.
I was looking at Sanctuary. Yeah.
Oh, you know what's? Wait a second. Let me read that. What does Haunted Castle say? Okay, it only puts 2 cards on deck, unlike
Right.
Ghost Ship,
Yeah.
which made you top deck down to 3, so it doesn't like kill a Squirrel turn so bad. So that was interesting. Top deck Estate by Hasty Shepherd for Mick.
Yeah, Mick is doing the miserly strategy of like playing Shepherd in a normal way, where you have to gain victory cards, and that might actually slow him down.
Who's got the Humble Castle?
VRSmith opened with it, actually.
Whoa!
Or wait, yeah. Yeah, there it is.
Incredible. I don't think any player is going to be in a rush to get Crumbling Castle.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is one of those decision points where you have a kabillion possible decisions. Actually, maybe this is just Artificer and then draw back into the next one or something. Right? Apparently not.
Apparently not. Is what is this? Squirrel flagship? No. Flagship double squirrel. Okay. And then I think Cam and something. Hmm.
Okay, so she Smith has been just kind of like
Top
she's
deck
been
all
playing,
the green, yeah.
yeah, she's been playing Squirrel, not quite all of the green
Yeah.
because there's still
But yeah, top decking 4 of your 5 green. Pretty good.
she's been doing her due diligence and like playing Squirrel very often, but she's also been
Yeah,
drawing all the green
you
cards.
see 9 out of 17 cards, and you see 4 out of 5 green. That's a good draw.
It's a good draw. And also like the secret other thing is that she drew 0 coppers, which is just really funny.
Yeah.
This is
Zero
turn
of
6.
5 coppers, yeah. That part doesn't matter too much because she also drew 0 artificers, which is,
Oh yeah.
but you're gonna literally draw all 8 of those cards at the start of your turn. That is a good reminder. This is only turn 6. These decks are zooming. Oh, that's right. Yeah, and Kamen before gold is fine to have with Squirrel.
Right.
You got a bit of action trouble here. I think I go flagship into artificer or sanctuary. Oh, VRSmith only has a 1 artificer. Interesting. Yeah, it's so tough to actually commit to exiling the sanctuary because on any given turn you're like, well, I could just discard those coppers and get value out of them.
Yes.
You could get another artificer here. I don't know if that's worth like get it and draw it. Might just like might be worth it to just play the encampment, or at least one of them, right? Like, what if you get an artificer here? Wait, oh, never mind. Hold on.
Top that gold, yeah.
I missed that VRSmith discarded their green cards, so. Ooh. Oh, they're trying to top deck green. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Maybe it was some kind of mixed strategy where it's like, hey, if I see my green, I'll go one route, and if I don't see my green, I'll go a different route. Hard to say.
I think she might want to squirrel that instead, yeah.
Really? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's down there.
It's just like 6 coppers and a humble castle, I think.
In an estate.
Oh, yeah. Wait, so I guess, oh, she was holding her copper. Oh, she exiled a copper. Oh, she exiled 2 coppers.
I mean, it's good in the long run.
Yeah.
Yeah, these turns are very complicated very quickly.
I'll say it's not clear that this would be that much simpler without Artificer, but I mean, play Artificer is definitely the decision point that they're thinking about the most.
I think Artificer is very important in this kingdom.
Mick
I
might
think
also
later
want to do
on it'll be even more important.
yeah, Mick might also want to do the encampment and the gold line.
Maybe. It's a lot of discard. Maybe. Discard one of the shepherds along with. So you keep hold of a shepherd, a sanctuary, an encampment. So you have 2 encampments, a gold on top, sanctuary, shepherd. That's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good.
I think I would hold a shepherd in an estate, but yeah.
Instead of the sanctuary?
Yeah, because I mean, you have to hope to trudge through that next deck somehow.
I want the sanctuary for sure for plus buy. I don't think. I don't think you do. I think you can just if you because you're gonna have a lot of green down there, and you have squirrels. So long as you buy a shepherd, you're just in good shape heading into your next turn.
And you get to hang on to a shepherd in 2 cards if you do the gold. And an encampment.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like shepherd in 2 estates is good. Oh. Okay, took away.
Okay. Just going in a completely different direction.
Just taking the encampments to like squirrel them now or something.
Yeah, probably. I mean, if eventually I hope to be able to play with them, but I think flagship, shepherd, discard, and then the second play is as a squirrel, and then you play encampment as squirrel, right? But you've got 2 encampments also.
I don't think that there's a way to use all of them, I guess.
Yeah, you don't have the actions.
Oh, wait, what?
No, maybe there isn't.
Wait, what did you gain with that thing? Oh, I think that we were talking as though Mick was gaining an encampment with that first
They
artificer, but
gained an
maybe
estate?
really
What?
playing the
Yeah, I saw discards 2 coppers. I was like, oh, okay,
oh
it's
yeah, I was gonna
obviously
say sure,
encampment, right?
yeah.
Like,
For hitting an encampment,
gains an estate.
yeah.
All right, so
Make it
denying the shepherd from
oh yeah,
for
yeah.
their
Empty
opponent.
the
Yeah.
Hasty shepherd sounds great. Um Yeah, I guess it makes sense if you really want to just get rid of all the shepherds. Yeah, I can understand that.
Hmm.
Um, I remember Mick is the first person that I saw. Like, I sort of took a break from this game around when like Renaissance came out, um, or maybe like just after when Nocturne came out or something. And I came back and I saw Mick gaining a bunch of estates to play with Shepard. And I'm like, what? That doesn't make sense. um,
It could definitely make sense sometimes.
yeah, yeah. I mean, right, of course.
All
That's what
right.
you do with Shepards.
I
But the
don't.
first time I saw it, I was like, that's ridiculous.
I don't remember when VRSmith got that gold.
She
It was a
gained it
while
with
ago.
Artificer. That
Wow.
was the whole
I just
deal.
completely missed that. But I like VRSmith's position because I like
Yeah.
encampment. It's really that simple. Sanctuary Plunder, maybe? Honestly, I'd like another Artificer too. So
Yeah, I don't think that you need Plunder. Well, I don't know. Yeah, the gold happened a while ago in terms of, again, number of decision points.
double Castle Tracer once. Mm, I don't like that. Yep, that seems reasonable. I don't know how I missed the gold gain. I must have just blacked out during that part of the turn.
I think it got overwritten by all the Mick turn action. I mean, we were thinking that Mick was going to gain a gold just because that's what VR Smith had done, and I think that
That's what
the
you were thinking. Yeah.
okay, that's what I think everybody in this room was assuming that Mick Qsenoch was going to gain a gold.
I just thought you came
Um,
up with that brilliant idea by yourself. I said, yeah, I like that.
no, I stand on the shoulders of giants for sure. Yeah, this is another awkward turn. Maybe here's the thing. Maybe Mick is gonna discard 5 cards to gain a plunder here. Maybe.
Going all in on the exiling. It's
Hmm.
just such a hard thing to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, it ends up being really slow.
Um,
Although there's gonna be a lot of artificer stuff that can happen here.
there's no encampments to gain. This is awkward for Mick. Like, you just don't have the actions to squirrel many things. And also, the Hasty Shepherd, good times are over.
Yeah.
So, like, setting up your next turn to have a bunch of green isn't great. Now, if you discarded 2 shepherds and 6 green cards to gain a province on top, and then you,
Ooh.
and then, no, that's too much even. Actually, yeah, then you wouldn't even trigger a shuffle. But there's like something here, right? There's something to keep in mind for like seeding
Would
your next
trigger.
turn. It's
You
just
also would trigger
complicated.
shuffle because there's 2 artificer plays coming in.
Yeah. You so like whatever you top deck here, you just draw. So you'd have to like play the encampment, which you don't want to do. You want to squirrel it. Hmm. Yeah, I don't. I don't know. I think you're gonna squirrel like 2 of these action cards, and you can discard the rest. And I don't think there's any good seeding opportunities, unless no, I'm not seeing it. I don't think Mick can squirrelate things, Tracer. That's a problem that Mick has.
Mm.
That will trigger a shuffle. Okay. So seeding the next turn is Mick's plan. Probably. Or not.
Yeah, I mean, just artificering stuff again.
Okay. Okay. And then you artificer the green cards, play two things as a squirrel, and have a lot of buys. Okay. Yeah, this is some very different decks. Well, pretty different decks, but they're both doing good things. Tracer wants all the castles. What? 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 Interesting. Okay.
Really good if you
Hmm.
do draw a shepherd, which I
Yeah,
guess
that
you
seems risky.
have to count on doing. But I don't know. There's a lot of shepherds in there.
I would not have done that. I would not have done that.
Yeah, I guess it's you are drawing 5 cards and you have to find a shepherd, which is like the same as just like a normal shepherd kingdom. That doesn't
Yeah,
have any extra
which is
stuff.
horrible
Which is
odds.
scary.
No, in a normal Shepherd Kingdom, you also have to like find enough green for that to work out, which is not a problem that Mick has with this setup.
Right.
But
Yeah.
still, it seems needlessly risky to me because you had a double squirrel. All you get is a flagship play. That's really all you get. Um, I guess the flagship gain and two more coins. Well, not really two more coins because you had to discard some more stuff to get there. Yeah, you get like somewhere between 0 and 2 more coins along with a flagship gain. That's what Mick gains here. I don't know, maybe it's worth. Seems close. Well, there's no triple castle for Tracer here.
Crumbling Castle is actually kind of nice because it is just like an extra crud card for you to discard, and then also you get the green card. Like you need to have stuff to discard with Artificer, and silver can be one of those things. But,
Haka points out that there was an early Shepherd Squirrel, so Mick's actually going to have an 11 card hand. So
oh yeah,
that seems safer.
all right. Who can remember that far?
Yeah, seriously.
I guess that's
The
what.
last Hasty Shepherd.
Oh yeah. You can probably add plenty of stop cards. Although I mean, it's really just that none of the cards that you really want are stop cards. Maybe like a
I mean,
plunder.
you could play with Grave Robber,
Probably, yeah. I mean, eventually there's
but
just like you just have a bunch of artificers that don't discard all the cards that they need to.
I mean, Mick is not in a position. Yeah, yeah. I was thinking you probably want a village because
We want a
you
village.
want
Yeah.
to be able to squirrel more stuff. Last turn, you got the advantage of two hasty cards, and you don't have that this time around. So this is a state or nothing. Interesting that Mick like immediately clicked on Duchy, but is now not sure whether to get the estate. Like the estate is worth one less point than the Duchy. You know, like it seems like the estate would have been the easier purchase, and then you're like, oh, do I waste my 5 coins on a Duchy instead of something good? But like, there's nothing competing for the two coin spot.
I would have really liked a plunder, I think, instead of that Doshi. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, he's got just one encampment, and that's really not going to change. But I definitely don't like the Duchy. If
The
you want to
plunder
buy
is
an
just
estate,
kind
that's
of
fine.
like the plunder resembles a bazaar in a sense. I mean, it just means that you're playing the encampment as an encampment instead of a squirrel.
Yeah, I don't think plunder is very important, but
Hmm.
third artificer, and then why not? I'd take an estate. I mean, you already took two of them. What are you scared of, Mick?
It could be a pile out thing. Like VRSmith is about to have like a huge effing turn. Right?
Artificer's estates. Hmm.
Yeah.
Only one sanctuary for VRSmith though, So I don't think so. It might not even be possible with like the gains, right? Well, with flagship it is possible.
Yeah.
Forgot about flagship. All right, passing up the estate buy. Well, interesting, interesting.
Doesn't seem like VRSmith expects to end the game this turn.
What makes you say that?
Just that she exiled the copper.
Oh, oh yeah, that's a good sign.
Looks like it would be really hard. Well, it looks like it would be like hard as in difficult, at least.
Yeah, it would definitely be difficult to execute. Um, I don't know about how possible it is. Like, it might be possible with
You
flagship.
gain,
Like flagship artificer, you gain estate artificer or something like that.
you could just keep doing artificer stuff until the artificers are empty, and then you would have, like you're holding the artificer, the sanctuary, and the two flagships, which does gives you 6 gains even. No, yeah, but I mean, she can't just like do that artificer stuff infinitely, I think.
I mean, yeah, there's a limit to the gains, right? If that bottom card, well, it's not a flagship, right? So the number of the Smith did have two sanctuaries. I'm confused about how Mick had three buys and now Smith. Oh, obviously flagship. Mick flagship the sanctuary. Okay. So the situation is without any flagships, the number of gains that VRSmith has left is just 4. Flagships brings it up to 6, and any artificer gained can kind of replenish itself. So you already reached that point earlier, but it seems like there is enough gains with 1 to spare. And that wins, emptying estates is a VP lead, so it could be possible. Flagship estate pile out? Maybe. I think Artificer is the safer line. Because you don't have any more. Well, let's think about that. If you played both flagships and an Artificer to gain 3 flagships, and then you could play all 3 flagships before a Sanctuary, if you could do all of that, then you'd have 6 buys with 2 flagships left. No, I don't think that quite makes it there, unless I goofed.
Yeah.
I think Artificer is the better line.
You end up being like short 2 gains because there's the 2 flagships that you can't like gain and play.
I think you're short 1 gain, but yeah,
Well, yeah,
you're short 2 from the Artificer
compared
line.
to
Yeah,
compared
yeah,
to that other thing that we just worked out on the
yeah.
chalkboard.
Yeah, well, good for good on Mick for seeing this. I would have not even considered this pile out at that stage.
I guess the sixth estate is still theoretically possible, or I guess she had to get the seventh estate or something now, but still would have been like it would have been equally theoretically possible if Mick didn't gain the estate,
Mick didn't.
or if Mick did. Well, oh
Yeah,
yeah,
so Mick made
oh
it.
yeah.
Mick made it harder.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Although Mick did gain an Artificer, which makes it slightly easier. So,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well then, there you go. Huh.
Yeah, it probably doesn't actually change things, as Tracer said, because your last Artificer just discards green to gain an estate.
Yeah.
And you're so long as you have 6 coins and 2 buys, or in 3 buys, it doesn't matter.
And we're assuming that she played 5 artificers then.
Which are like guaranteed to get with the. Yeah. Anyways, I think
I feel like
VRSmith's
I'm
going for it.
playing this. Oh, I
Oh,
see.
whoa. Why you discard the flagship? I
Well,
guess
just
you
so,
just draw everything.
yeah.
All right. Flagship Artificer, rinse, repeat. Hopefully the exiling of the copper doesn't...
Come back to bite her, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, the extra card definitely would have helped. Although it's mostly just in terms of like it's so awkward to have to like come up with which cards you're going to discard. It's just like really easy to say like the coppers are definitely going to go.
yeah. Like, clearly the least valuable cards to have in hand, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what do you discard here, right? It's like, well, I don't know. Overdraw. Hmm. Yeah, I
It looks like
guess.
he's got it. Oof.
Yeah, you still got these encampments, yeah. It's just a lot of draw.
That
Now
looks
you
like
discard the
GG.
estates. Play the encampment.
Could
What?
even get like an
What?
extra province.
Could have made way more money. Ah, passed up the province by. All right,
Maybe it
that's
was the crumbling castle.
3 games, right? For VR
3-game
Smith.
lead for VRSmith, yeah.
One more will determine the outcome of the match.
Is it mixed start?
So yeah, I think VR Smith had it even if Mick didn't take the
Yeah.
artificer. It would have
Just yeah,
been
because
just so much
she
extra money there. Yeah.
she skipped the province, but could have taken an extra estate.
Yeah. Trader Guild Hall? Hmm. I don't. I don't. I don't think so. But we'll see. Berserker looms large, as it often does.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna have a Quarry Silver open from both players.
Berserker looms large, although there isn't like extremely good stuff to gain with it. You might just like, yeah, take the second recruiter wall.
So Royal Blacksmith's the only draw, but you definitely play with it.
Yeah.
Excuse me, Mountain Folk is also draw.
Yes. It's sort of not draw because you're taking baubles.
Well, Berserker gains stuff that you can recruit, so that makes it worthwhile right there.
Yeah, and also it does a thing where it makes your opponent discard.
And I also want a second Quarry. Does Mick already have 2 quarries? Yeah, I think so. Okay. Yeah, the third seems unnecessary, but yeah, 2 quarries is good with Grand Market in the Kingdom.
Yeah, I agree that this looks extremely good for Mick so far.
It's kind of awkward here. Only got the one villager. So is that recruiter gonna draw something that you can trash? Yeah, maybe
Oh,
you
I
just trash
wanted
Quarry.
to gain Gondola with Berserker.
Interesting. I hadn't considered that line. That's pretty good.
That would have probably worked out better.
Yeah, that's a cool one. But I don't care. You trash Quarry, then you just regain the Quarry.
Gain another one back, yeah.
How fast is Trader Guildhall? I'm not aware that that's a monolithic thing. I could be mistaken, but
It's pretty slow, I think, and it really stinks when
whoa,
you discard attacked.
make trash the Berserker. That's an interesting line.
Yeah.
I guess the idea is you can just rebuy the Berserker and immediately get its effect. So yeah, sure. I mean that's fine. It all works, I think.
Yeah, and
Okay.
the just huge amount of villagers is definitely nice.
So here you can't get a berserker in a grand market. So I don't know what you do. I like berserker. Good to attack. You could go berserker royal blacksmith.
Mm. Royal Blacksmith doesn't seem that good yet.
I
I mean,
mean,
if you're in debt, you don't really benefit from the quarry thing as much.
well, it's not going to be too much debt, right? You have 4 debt. You can get past that.
I think that Mick is like really coming up on a situation where he's going to have like $6 and 3 buys and 2 quarries in play. Like that's not far off.
Okay. Um, and what does that mean?
The, you just buy 3 grand markets.
Okay.
And Berserker actually kind of slows that down. Kind of hard to maybe just like take a Sacred Grove or something ridiculous, or maybe just like yeah, just take the Grand Market and oh,
Hmm.
interesting.
Hmm.
I think I dislike that kind of a lot.
I don't. You want a royal blacksmith? It's never going to feel like a good time to buy.
It's never gonna feel like a good time. I mean, yeah,
Like playing without a royal blacksmith just seems as like if VRSmith ever attacks, like
right.
you can't have a turn if you
Yeah, yeah,
just have only have 3 cards. Not a good turn.
yeah, that makes sense.
I think I want to be able to buy platinum next turn,
Uh,
which I think you can.
you can. I think that
It's the best payload.
right. Okay, this is
Like
this
you
is the
have the royal
actual
blacksmith, so grand markets are good, but platinum is you want to
the
pair
Grand
that
Market
with them.
would have just been. I mean, of course, the best payload is having your opponent resign. Um, but I mean, you could spend $8 on 4 grand markets for a while. I mean, you know,
Oh,
you
I
want
just
the platinum once the grand
yeah,
market hits you.
yes, I agree with that. There, um, you might as well get the grand markets till they're gone
Right.
because you
Okay.
have the double query. Ooh, well, this is an awkward source of plus actions, to say the least.
Finicky villages mix anyone?
Hmm.
I actually don't think that either of these are necessary. Well, Throne Room isn't a finicky village. Generally, I mean, it's just like
I
a
mean,
really good card.
it
And
just
then
depends. Like, there's
yeah,
no cantrip or other village, which makes it finicky, right? It's like throne room with just
and
terminals is finicky, but
Golem is just bad.
yeah, also finicky, but yes, bad as well.
Yes.
So Veersmith had 5-2. Both players, well, then Mick had 2-5, so they both opened Tormentor.
Hmm.
Yeah.
They both get the same draw with it, basically.
Like, the draw is so awkward here, but the payoff is pretty high. Because being able to play a Torturer stack is, of course, phenomenal. You know what is good to pair with Throne Room, though? Imp. But it's not even that good here. Because you
Hmm.
can only imp terminals and Coven. I guess Courtier technically can provide plus action, but yeesh, it's awkward.
I think they're kind of obliged to play with Coven just because it plays well with Throne.
And imp, yeah.
Which, on the other hand, means that the Torturer stack isn't as brutal because it
Yeah.
just runs out of stuff at some point.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh, did we get expand? Mick still has all three estates, so yeah, I get expand.
Sounds good.
Expanding copper is not exciting though, but
Slightly interesting choice of terminal for Mick. I think I would take Tormentor.
over expand?
Sorry, just for more like which terminal to play here.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I think so. I think I like Tormentor by Throne Room.
Yeah.
Yep, there's the Coven. Okay. VRSmith with an opportunity to buy expand. Deluded. That is not an impact at all.
Yes. The first hex of the game succeeds in disappointing. Maybe you trash a copper there if she has the expand.
Yeah, yeah. Especially since Throne Room is the best buy. These decks are going to be so inconsistent. Copper, right? Like, what do you even need to buy? There's the Torturer, which I don't even think plays much of a role.
Yeah, it probably spends most of its life being a draw card.
Oh no! Two Throne Rooms, one target. You hate to see it. Was that the play? I mean, it was the play that got made, but I don't know if it was the right play. Oh god, workshop. Oh no. I guess there are Throne Rooms left, but not for long. Ugh, this is so awkward. This is so awkward. I guess Maroon, right? Yeah. Yeah, you get to trash a curse. That's something.
Try another workshop, baby.
Yep.
Okay.
Uh,
Maybe you end up like randomly picking up a potion after you buy Prosper or something.
I can't see it. Is there even any plus buy? Yeah, Courtier, but nobody
Prosper.
even has it.
Oh yeah. Well, you hope that
Loot.
the loot
Prosper.
gives you a thing.
Hmm. I don't know.
Maybe you could condition your.
No. It
Ooh.
would have been better to do it the other way. Imp Throne would have led to a phenomenal turn because you could Throne. Alas.
But
It's still a good turn because you can target Coven,
the
right?
coven, yeah, the
Yeah.
coven works.
The value of Coven. And I guess you throw an Imp, right?
Maybe just do the expand.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, absolutely expand.
Maybe you wanted to throw in the expand. I
Look
meant
at
to.
this play.
Oh
Look at
yeah.
this
Oh,
play.
okay.
Oh, beautiful play. He found the other non-terminal action card in the kingdom. You gotta love it.
Maybe this is where the Prosper wants to happen. Nick
I'm
should
not
have.
excited about trashing two copper, so definitely gonna be throwing Tormentor, right?
Uh,
Whoa! Okay, no Prosper.
that
We
actually
now we
makes sense.
know.
And then you can just buy two throne rooms
Yeah,
here.
yeah, yeah.
That
So
looks.
it's not the Prosper time. It's not the time.
That actually completely makes sense. And there's basically no reason to prosper now I think about it, because you just want to like you have the deck that's churning through itself, and you want to get that to
Yeah, this
continue.
is a fantastic starting hand. But which do you do? Imp it to double throne? I think I like imp it to double throne.
Yeah.
This is your one opportunity to imp a throne. Use it wisely. And you get to see 6 cards deep with that line of imp, double throne imp. So I think it's pretty impossible for you to dud that way. With Throne Imp, I feel like it is possible for you to dud, and it's also just more likely that you have more draw than you need. Whereas Imp to double Throne gives you more actions, which is the more scarce resource. Well, I'm glad the player who gained workshops is losing. Justice.
Great hand coming up for VRSmith.
It could be okay if the imp finds a coven. That's not impossible, right? Because VRSmith didn't shuffle after their last turn. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's a bad turn.
So maybe
Okay, I don't
that's
like this line.
something that we wanted. Yeah,
Mick
'cause
probably has Mick thought about it for a while, so there are probably reasons, but I don't know what those reasons are.
you don't want to play either of these cards. Well, maybe you play the expand and the
Yeah,
silver or something. I don't know.
expand into another courtier, maybe.
Sure.
No, literally plays nothing. So why don't you want to play courtier?
In the hand that Mick just
Yeah, yeah.
showed,
So now
it
you have the
wouldn't have
tormentor, so
been.
it makes more sense, right?
Yeah. Maybe you're waiting to like throne it also.
Ooh, do you
But
have
that's
to trash with Marin? Wait, never mind. Imp doesn't double play. All right. Well, you can do some stuff. Um, hmm. Actually, this is awkward. I feel like I don't want to play expand twice. I guess, yeah, I guess you play expand at the end and you can't gain and play.
that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, Mick seems extraordinarily ahead, for sure. No doubt.
Yeah, I think I'll survive.
Uh, interesting, Mick didn't go for, I mean, you have to take action here, right? Well,
Well, you get the second play of it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm thinking, maybe you don't. You, it depends if you want to play both the Tormentor and the Expand. If you give up on playing the Expand, then you actually don't need to take plus action here. Because of the triple throne situation. Or not play the Torturer, but I definitely want to play the Torturer if I'm gaining golds. That's like the
Right.
whole point. You're not already throning everything, Markusen. You're
Right.
you're not throning one of these 4 cards. Passed up a plus buy. Interesting.
Yeah. That might be a sign that Mick is gunning for the prosper. I mean, I want to see it.
I want to see these throne rooms empty, so I was really expecting a plus buy.
Just like buy prosper and throne room, I guess.
Oh, this is expand. Oh wow, this expand is throned. I guess
Ooh.
you could just get a gold province, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. You want to double the tormentor, don't you? No? Okay, I don't know what's going on. This seems really weird to me. You don't. I mean, you don't need both throne rooms, but like, I want both throne rooms. This is. If this gains throne room, I'm just like, this was weirdly done.
Yeah.
Because you could have just taken a plus buy from the courtier. Yeah, this is very
Yeah.
strange.
That actually swipes the last surrender. Unfortunate. So yeah, I'm not sure what was up there. I want to see a prosper, and that's purely like the spectatorial instinct of wanting to see which of those 30 card is on top of the loot pile, but I guess we don't get to see it.
I was a really bad buy there.
Oh yeah.
Because like you
No,
can't do anything with 3 coins. Now if it was what's the one that lets you play it immediately? Invasion? Then it would be
oh yeah, right.
I'd be for it. Alright, so Mick clawing his way back. It's now 3-2 in VRSmith's favor. Well, are we missing plus buy again? No, we got traveling fair. Alright, saved.
Yeah.
Alright, you can do everything you want here.
Invasion would have been really, really good on that last board because it would have meant that Mick would have had time to like gain all of the throne rooms before having to play the Tormentor, which makes VRSmith seal one of them.
Mm.
In a very convoluted set of outcomes.
I always forget that Invasion can play an action card or an attack
You can
card.
play an attack card, yeah.
Interesting. Map Maker
Map Maker seems really good for the opening, I think.
better than Ironmonger? Okay.
Yeah, it gets you through an extra card.
Oh, and then there's also Sinister Plot to consider.
Right.
It's just yeah, a lot of competition at the 4 slot early.
Yeah.
I guess there are shelters, which makes Ironmonger worse than it normally is.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of some shelters, yeah, if only there was a copper there, Mick could have top decked the recruiter. Here
Oh
you can
yeah.
top deck Ironmonger, or you could just buy Sinister Plot, or you could buy Quartermaster.
Or by Quartermaster.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff to draw to gain.
Yeah.
No tricks though, right? No green, no on gain stuff. So this is just Quartermaster,
Honest Quartermaster.
honest Quartermaster. That's right. I think I want another recruiter, right? Top deck recruiter.
Great set of draws for Mick. Yeah, I feel like that map. I mean, the map maker was really good if you draw it on turn 3, but it just pushes through so much of the deck.
Yeah. If you see a
And
turn 3, it definitely looks great. Cavo Sapien in the chat is mentioning that Quartermaster Mapmaker is a trick because Quartermaster can gain an estate, triggering your Mapmakers, and you don't even need to put the estate in your deck. That's true. That is true. Maybe thinking about Hunting Party.
there's also a lot of competition for the 5 slot.
Sure is. I mean,
Capital
I feel
City
like
also sounds great.
Stables loses that competition. Yeah, when Stables is like
when you're like, I'm probably
the
not gonna
5th
get
best $5 card, yeah, or maybe even 6th best. I don't know. I don't feel. I mean, Charlatan could be worth it.
Yeah.
I feel like I might buy Charlatan before I buy Stables, but we'll see. One Stables is certainly good with like Hunting Party. Okay.
Another Quartermaster trick is that you can gain an estate to trash the hovel.
Yeah, it's pretty tame as far as tricks go, but yeah.
Another trick is that you can like gain an Ironmonger, and then the next turn you put it in your hand, and then you have an Ironmonger at the beginning of your turn, which is really good.
All right. VRSmith getting some stuff going. Not too far behind. And it's nice to have plot. Mick never got around to getting plot. It's definitely not necessary on this board, but it's always nice to have. It'd be crazy if Ironmonger like just doesn't get touched until Mapmaker's empty. It might be correct now that they've got the Quartermasters in play, you know?
Yeah.
Make us hit 6 coins on every turn. I feel like.
There's one turn they got 7.
Yeah, there was one. That was glorious. You get to top deck a 5 cost card. Normally, I have something to say about what I would expect the player to buy, but there's just so many good options.
One of the many cards you can get here. Even top deck Ironmonger is actually kind of what I'm looking at.
Yeah, Mick has no villagers, so that is something to keep in mind.
Yeah. And there's going to be 2 crummy cards on top, I think. Right? Or what is there? I don't know.
Second Quartermaster is a bold play. Like, it could work out great, but
VRSmith took the second Quartermaster.
yeah. Uh, there's just a lot of draws where second Quartermaster gets kind of punished, and Charlatan is in a similar spot. But hey, when you top deck your capital city, it's all good.
Yeah. Oh, so she does the she does the estate trick, which it should be mentioned that it does both the map maker thing and the
Yeah,
hobble thing.
yeah, that seems worth. Still not an amazing turn, but
Oh,
wait,
and it means that Mick gets to do the map maker too, so that kind of sucks then.
that's always a risk. Yeah, yeah, Mapmaker real good with Quartermaster. It would seem. Haven't seen that combo, or at least I haven't played with that combo.
I haven't seen the combo only because I'm only ever looking at one of those 2 cards at a time. And so I just haven't seen the combo.
Mm, you could recruit the Necropolis. Then you kind of commit yourself to getting Capital City, I think. Well, you didn't play Necropolis, so you have to be planning to trash Necropolis, right? I don't even understand. Oh, no, you had an action left. Okay.
Right. It's kind of awkward this turn. I mean, I actually like trashing a Necro and just taking 2 4 cards here because $9 isn't really anything.
Yeah, what do you do here? You just don't have. Oh, it's like you don't have to top deck, but you don't have the plus buys. You need to buy Traveling Fair to get the plus buys. Yeah.
That's the rub.
Hmm. Yeah, a little awkward. I don't like Seller. Not even as a target for a recruiter to trash. Yeah, I think killing Necro would have been correct.
Yeah. It's just always nice to have a map maker on top. I mean, Ironmonger map maker on top just sounds really nice.
It does. So, but maybe you need to get a Quartermaster. I don't know.
Okay.
Is that just to get trashed?
No
I mean,
way.
it might
What is
be.
that?
I would really like to have villagers.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
I
a
mean, if
hovel.
you'd like to have villagers, then you can just trash your necropolis. And then you have at least one.
You have exactly one.
Then
So one.
you can get another
Oh,
one
you
eventually.
can't trash the hovel though, as Mick. That hovel's just sticking around. Quartermaster could be worth 6. I'm not
Quartermaster.
sure if you mean should Mick have gained Quartermaster last turn. Yeah, I was thinking that. Gold was not on my radar.
Yeah.
Not enough money to take advantage of that curse coin, so you could trash it, or you could trash the necropolis if you want that villager buffer. Both seem reasonable. Uh, I think, yeah. It's just like if you see the necropolis and you play it, then it's valuable, but I don't know. I like having a villager.
Yeah.
Cave hyping up the quartermaster gap here. I don't think a third quartermaster does much of anything, but yeah, playing with just one quartermaster does seem limiting. I mean, a third one is fine. It seems fine, especially if the opponent only has one. But like if both players have two, I don't feel like the third quartermaster is like needs to
Yeah.
be mirrored. But having just one quartermaster on this kingdom looks insufficient. With the map makers and the ironmongers, there's just good stuff to gain for a long time. And then of course, doing the worm thing on estates is valuable as well.
Doing the worm.
Doing the worm. So VRSmith does take the third quartermaster, which will have value, but I think Mick needs to follow and get a second quartermaster, probably. Really, it should have just been earlier. Full draw.
That's actually one of the benefits of playing map maker on your opponent's turn is that you get to see it again.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I don't think you get much out of a third buy.
I mean, you have all the buys you need to get another 2 golds.
I think I'd take Capital City and Quartermaster. Top deck the Capital City, of course. It would be nice to have a map maker on top, but it's also really nice to have the Capital City.
I mean, Mick has not needed help getting map makers on top so far.
It's true. Just believe. This is it. Okay. I think Mick is not going for any more Quartermaster, so we'll see how it plays out. I would. I think Mick has a chance. Mick's deck is pretty good. Always top deck map maker. That's
Yeah,
helpful.
sounds good to me.
Always.
I feel like Mick held off on playing it for a second just because it feels so cruel to keep drawing it. Like, maybe I just pretend that I don't have the map maker this time. But
I
no.
didn't see that from my end. Do you have animations on or off?
Oh, maybe I have them on, yeah.
No, I mean, I have them on as well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if Mick does, but yeah, it didn't look like much of a gap. But what do we think of this plot in retrospect? Um,
I
it's
really liked the map maker open, and it's sort of always hard to see the sinister plot, especially because I was like tabbing out when she drew the 3 cards, I think. um,
plot on
I
turn 2.
yeah.
I don't know. I think it's all worked out. Its plot is a ton of value. I $4 cards are trivial to gain with Quartermaster in the kingdom. But
Right.
plot? Quartermaster can't gain you plot. You have to use one of your valuable buys for that. And it's less valuable once you can start traveling fair to gain fours because you can't top deck
You
Sinister
can't
Plot
plot
either.
with Mr. Plot, right?
I like the plot buy. Oh no, not a problem at all. But Capital City bottom deck. So I think you just get money from these capital cities. I think you have enough draw to discard with at least one of them. Well,
Huh.
probably exactly one of them.
Yeah.
I think the sequence is just capital city, discard. No, I guess not. Yeah, this looks fine. Oh.
Do you finally pitch the Necro here?
You might want to play it and trash the coffer.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to use that villager immediately, so I'd rather have a villager.
Isn't there a capital city down there?
Yeah, but yeah, I guess how are you going to play it? Because you've got copper down there. Um, hmm, hmm.
Much to consider.
I was just very wrong about how much draw Mick had. But I think if you didn't want to play that second capital city, you should have played Recruiter first. And then you could discard capital city to capital city. So playing capital city first implies that you're going to play that capital city, which means that you top deck just one copper, I think, or maybe two. Just one, I think. That's fine. Oh, there's a map maker. Okay, I'm dumb. You can discard with the capital city, as I originally suspected. So here I think you trash copper, play Necropolis.
Hmm. Probably depends on what exactly the number of money is.
Yeah, there's
Maybe
no
it
way I'm
doesn't
counting
really.
that, but presumably Mick is. You get one extra coin by discarding.
Yep.
Do it. It's a weird time to slow down. VRSmith should probably consider getting a second recruiter. This is gonna be hunting party.
Oh boy.
I mean, oh boy, yes, but there's not really any like the payload isn't that powerful, right? So it's not like
Yeah.
VRSmith can take advantage of like gain and play. Like overdraw doesn't do much here.
I also think that she isn't gonna overdraw. I mean, I don't know if she has anything down there. I feel like Mick needs another capital city, though.
Well, VRSmith can presumably take. Nope, those are all estates, and those quartermasters have no good cards on them. So now's the time to take
Oh yeah, so it's no plot, obviously.
Ironmonger, two map makers or something.
Right.
But yeah, VRSmith, this was a surprisingly sad set of cards for having activated two map makers. Or was it
Three,
three? Three
yeah,
map
three map
makers. Yeah.
makers.
Yeesh. Yeah, I need another recruiter. I don't know. VRSmith just seems really behind.
Yeah.
I mean, the three quartermasters count for something for sure, but I don't know if the game will last long enough for that to pay off. Yeah, there's not even any like good payload to gain. Obviously, quartermaster can gain silver, but that's pretty weak sauce payload.
Yeah. I think it's just some combination of Ironmonger and Mapmaker. Probably. Well, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, I would gain an ironmonger and two map makers. That's my first instinct, but I'm sure
My first
there's
instinct is two Ironmongers and one Mapmaker.
okay. Let's see if VRSmith splits the difference and gains 1.5 ironmongers. You have all the time in the world to gain a state. Like you can literally gain three estates with your quartermasters at some point. So now is not the time.
Drawing with plot first makes sense.
What
Just to
a
see.
really terrible. What's going on here? I guess VRSmith doesn't have good cards.
Yeah.
They have
All,
no
all
capital
for
city. They have no hunting party. They have no charlatan. They have no more map makers except they get to at least top deck three map makers kind of thing, which is cool.
what game is this? This is game 5, right? Or uh
It's 3-2. This is game 6,
yeah.
right?
Never too late for Charlatan, I guess.
Oh, I think I may have messed up my display
Uh-oh.
in capture. Nobody could see the results. Oh well, solved now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, buys a charlatan and a silver.
So VRSmith actually took 0 Ironmongers and instead like split the difference between silvers and mapmakers. That sort of makes sense. Maybe you're just sort of planning on just doing pure
I don't like it.
mapmaker draw and just expecting to gain an estate every turn or something, or maybe just counting on Mick to take provinces or something.
I mean, that's going to happen, but you can also just take estates. Yeah, that's all fine. I just would have taken at least one ironmonger, right? Mapmaker, ironmonger, silver seems fine, I guess. I just don't even. I'm skeptical of the silvers because Mick's got two charlatans, like, and you have one recruiter. I don't. You're in trouble. It's an interesting choice.
Yeah. I feel like Mick is going to have to recruit something slightly good, such as perhaps silver, which he's already holding.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think that's really. Yeah, I don't know about taking that copper, but we'll see. You're gonna burn your village or so you got a capital city as the bottom card. Okay. That's awkward. You can't really play it, so I guess you don't.
Uh, whoa. What's the plan there?
I guess
Oh, just
you.
discard it for Capital
Okay.
City.
Yeah, I guess you can do that. It's just you have some bad cards on top.
Well, we'll do the City filtering thing.
You can. Yeah. Yeah, you because you have a gold down there, so you
Which you
definitely
should
do.
because you said
Yeah,
gold
yeah,
because you
yeah,
didn't pick it up with
yeah,
Mapmaker.
yeah, yeah. Because you couldn't bear to trash that silver.
Yeah.
Makes me a little nervous, but I guess if you top deck either a hunting party or a capital city, you're probably fine. I don't think recruiting a gold is even necessary, but like Mick just doesn't have the capabilities to gain that many map makers anyway.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
the
takes
extra
3
money
right
doesn't even
there.
matter. Like you can't do anything with it. You just buy gold, or excuse me, buy province capital city or province hunting party. Yeah, yeah, Iris. Mick will top deck map maker, but not by buying it and using traveling fair. Have no fear. All right, that's pretty good.
She's gonna have like a horrible next shuffle though.
But if you top
Like,
deck, I mean, yeah, there are map makers in there, so it's not horrible.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that actually just keeps making itself happen
Yeah, you
forever, I
just
guess.
need to make sure you don't like trigger that shuffle with the discarded cards.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an amazing turn, but it's a reasonable turn. You can gain the map maker and then gain an estate, I guess, or like take the map maker, gain an estate, and that gives you a little more draw and filtering. So good work. Oh, Mick caved. He didn't know he was gonna top deck map maker anyway. Deliver instead of T fair. Well, then there'd be no plus buy, right? So that would be weaker.
Estate, Mapmaker, and Curse are kind of low. And actually, VRSmith has more control over that than Mick does, of course.
Control over.
Just the estate and the Mapmaker piles, which are each low.
Sure.
Although Mick has more control of the curses, I guess.
Yeah, I just want to be ahead on VP, so I
Right.
don't have to stress too much about the piles.
Yeah, Mick definitely has more control over the province pile.
Although, yeah, I couldn't double province there, and I'm not sure if double province is like Mick hasn't gained any payload, so I don't think double province is possible. Still, like maybe if you can
I think that
discard with capital city, like discard provinces.
yeah, the extra Mapmaker playing that's gonna probably happen here is gonna
Yeah,
sort of represent more draw.
in which case capital city can be used for coins. Yeah,
Yeah, really great card, that thing.
interesting. Hmm. Do you even want to play? I don't even know what's happening anymore. Oh, Mick. Okay, I was like, where did these good cards come from? Kind of hilarious that VRSmith's like curses and estates exactly cancel out. Perfectly balanced. Yeah, do you want to trigger this shuffle? Like, you'd love to trash, but man. Although you would burn through your villager if you did, so maybe you just stop here. It's a rough spot for VRSmith.
Yeah.
That was about as good of a turn as you can expect, and it's not good. Definitely needed another recruiter. As soon as the opponent buys Charlatan, I think you just need to get another recruiter. Like, VRSmith has 6 copper. 6 copper!
She plays well with a lot of coppers, I think. I mean,
She has
my
no
hope
hunting
is
parties!
I just mean that she as a player in general sort of manages those decks really well. Um, for example, there's one game in the championship match against me where she had a 4-0 victory. Um, there's like a game with like shepherd stuff and also like replaces. And I think I got to open with replace and she didn't, but she just sort of made that deck work without getting rid of like almost any of the coppers. I don't know.
So VRSmith gained an estate without any mapmaker benefit. That's interesting.
Huh.
Just trying to get position into a good VP spot. Like, maybe Mick needs to watch out for piles now. Like, if you can't double province, if
I
you
think
if
that
you can double province, you're fine. But if you can't double province, you're in a
I think
rough
that
spot.
Mick can just probably win here. Like gain a map maker, start a turn, and then
Oh,
just have to send 2 curses. I guess it's awkward. You have to
you need to
get
buy a duchy too,
yeah, you do have to buy a
right?
duchy.
Well, let's think about that. So sending 2 curses but gaining one means that effectively VRSmith loses one. No, no, you don't. If you buy 3 estates, give 2 curses, buy 1 curse,
Oh yeah.
that's an effective VP swing of 4. So, yeah, if you can do that, which should be doable, right? That costs 12 coins. Yeah, that's trivial. Okay, yeah, this does look like a win. So, yeah, VRSmith taking that estate looks even more
Yeah. Suspect.
suspect. Yeah, because that would have cost 4 more. So Mick would have needed 16 coins, which is not easy, as we've established. And it didn't matter for the like VP threshold. So yeah, Mick seems to be going for it.
I guess she had to gain the estate at the start of the turn when it wasn't exactly obvious how
No,
things were going to work
it was
later.
almost the last thing. Like, yes, it was the
Really?
start of the turn in quotes,
Oh, but it was
but
like
it was
after
after playing
all
like
the
all the
stuff.
map makers. Yeah. So it
I see.
really there was pretty much perfect information at that point.
Okay, yeah, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I remember being shocked when I was like, gains an estate. Oh, like the action like phase hasn't even begun in the normal sense.
The other thing is that Mick can recruit a curse,
Yep.
which would have slightly swung the VP lead also. Of course, it doesn't end up mattering really. Why do I want to be server deafened? The reason for that is that I have been trying out this thing and I only succeeded in doing it once where I sort of commentate my A League match, except I do it whilst server deafened, which somehow makes it so that I can hear or I can't hear anybody else, but they can hear me. And so you can just sort of like meander in and talk over me. Sort of a nice idea. Yeah, I think Mick has it here.
Wanted to trash that curse. You
Yeah.
get a 2.2 VP lead.
Game 7.
So I think Mick. Okay. would, sorry, just counting a little, would just barely have had enough to win,
Yeah.
even if VRSmith didn't take the estate.
If you took if you like trashed that extra map maker at the end instead of
Yeah,
the curse.
but you didn't even have to play the recruiter. I think there was just two green cards down there. Okay. Yeah,
So
on to
yeah,
game 7. Surprising, VRSmith started out with a 3-0 lead, and now Mix brought it all the way back.
could be a reverse 4-0. Did they do random starting player? I guess they should have.
I don't really care that much about that, but yeah,
Well,
it is in the rules. I didn't pay attention.
there just always should be somebody that is like looking at that little setting because it's
Yeah.
actually probably really easy to forget to do that. Okay, cool. Thank you, Talpa Europea.
So what's going on here? I think Highline is the draw. Well, I guess it's Broker, but Broker Highway is very awkward. So yeah, unless there's some weird gamble thing, which I'm not really seeing.
Yeah.
You can gamble Tactician. That's something, but that's more tactical, I think. Tactician is draw. That's accurate, but wait, what's the plus buy? Rune Market storeroom. Ew.
And also Tactician.
Yeah, maybe you do play with Tactician because yeah, you can storeroom. That's all seems good. You play your highways. You play a storeroom or two. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this looks like a good Tactician. Double tack. It's like we're back in 2011.
13 or yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Tactician open. That's see it on turn 3. It's pretty good.
Sort of feels like we're like calling back to game 1 here, just sort of churning through the deck and not really doing anything else. Oh yeah, actually hitting 7 is really good, of course.
Stone Mason. Highway Crown?
That could have been Tactician Gamble though.
True.
We'll see if that ends up being fine.
True. That could have been Tactician Gamble. But you can't do anything. Like you draw 7 copper and a Tactician, and what do you do? Yeah,
Right.
you need the storeroom before that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, going up beyond 2 Tacticians. I mean, if you have a broker, it's not terrible, but Mick doesn't have a broker either. So it's like, yeah, Tactician is one of those, like the double Tactician deck. You need a lot of pieces, so getting it online like with 2 tacks early is self defeating because you can't actually do the good things on your turn and also play Tactician. Oh, what does Trapper's Lodge do? Top decks. Oh, that's how
Yeah,
Mick
they
got
both
to see Tactician on turn 3. It all makes sense. Oh, that would have been awesome if you actually had a 5-2, right? So VRSmith now with the Gamble Tactician and the storeroom. So that's great. What? Oh, it's gonna gamble. Although, yeah, no, that's really good. You need to keep a copper in hand though.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, it's fine.
She got the lucky Tactician on top, which means that she can probably do a stonemason thing.
Yep, highway crown looks good, or double highway. Why not highway crown? I mean, you're seeing all your cards every turn.
Yeah.
Double highway. Okay.
Yeah.
It's practically the same thing, and maybe you can like get 6 highways, but again, that doesn't really matter. You have to get 7 highways before it matters.
If we're playing 2013 Dominion or whatever, as soon as highway existed, it's better to have 2 highways because it would be while in play. Whoa. No, I guess that makes sense.
Well,
Well,
anticlimactic ending.
this did also call back to the first game, I guess.
Yeah, I think the first game was winnable for Mick, but
Yeah, probably. Hopefully, we can play some real soon. Mick says probably in the finals of some other big tournament in the future.
both players are out. All right, well, congratulations to VRSmith for getting third
Yep.
place in the championship. Congrats to Mick for getting fourth. And yeah, thanks for commentating with me, Shad.
Yeah, no problem.
Tune in tomorrow morning for the finals match in the championship between Agu 03 and Siamese 4.
We'll see if that's a 4-3 in favor of Xiaomi.
See you later, everyone.
Goodbye.